the second quarter.
Yeah,
this is
I'm taking L on this one.
It's on EA Sports. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down.
Of course, the
by
kid gets his first NFL sack, and he face
and
masks
I
him.
believe this is going to be a first down.
How he gets a face mask hitting him from behind, I will never know.
This close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute
huge mistake.
One that drives coaches and teammates insane.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
That's how we do it, baby.
These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Here's Roethlisberger. And Bryant's got it over the middle. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly...
He missed. Oh, God. I need to run the ball all the way down the field and win.
Now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And this is incomplete. That time trying to find Gerald Everett. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Not good. Not good.
4th quarter where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it.
Cooper Kupp, baby. Let's go.
They convert on 3rd.
Let's go.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Goff. And he spots Henderson open left side.
Right there.
Jared Goff, 4 times last year, he led the Rams on a 4th quarter comeback. He obviously didn't do it in Super Bowl 53, but can he do it here? Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Goff. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
That was an excellent read right
down.
there.
Let's run the ball a little bit.
Cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown,
let's go, baby.
Rams.
Now our defense needs to bear down.
Henderson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams can grab the lead if they hit the extra point. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take
There we go,
the field.
baby.
And I hate to point to that missed field goal from their last drive, but you look at the scoreboard, they would be in the lead if they had that 3.
Well, no doubt those points or those missed points do loom large, but here they're getting a chance for a makeup, aren't they? Almost like my time in school as I was begging my teachers for a makeup exam. Here's their opportunity now to put those points on the board.
And every point becoming more vital here in the second half. 2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Now, the intended receiver out of the backfield was Jalen Samuels.
You better get this or the game's over.
It's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Damn
The
it.
pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there on a 1st down. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
That 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trait in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Roethlisberger. And complete to Moncrief over the middle.
Man.
And they're able to get this
I was
one
right on
past
him.
the 30 to the 25-yard line. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st down in field goal range already. On 1st and 10 is Connor. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line.
You sure you're going to run it
And
like
we'll
that?
see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there
Marcus
with
Peters
him to force
coming in
that
clutch.
to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's a good
All right,
job
high
there,
pressure
creating the
moment. You gonna make
contact
this
to force
kick?
the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold
Oh, he
him to
made
3.
it. All we need to do is to go down and get a field goal, though.
Big
We can
kick
win.
right there to give him the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So Goff and the Rams down 17-15, just over a minute 40 to play. And their 4-game winning streak in great danger.
God damn it.
Short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Clock continuing to roll as the Rams try to get going again.
At this stage, you gotta hustle, gotta get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Oh, I'm not saving the timeout. I'm taking it right there.
3rd and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And they're trying to line up quickly here. Goff urging them on.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field,
Go.
usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Let's do another pass.
What? 180. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. 5.
Now it's gone. And he can't get a throw
No.
away. He's taken down. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt.
I can't believe they did that. All right, I'm going to sim it. He got it. He got it.
Back. 180. Let him know.
One last shot for Roethlisberger. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense.
Yeah, boy.
We saw a close game that kept us.
We had a
on the edge of our seats
55-yarder
down to that final
via the
whistle.
computer.
And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for Los Angeles, they're setting
We gave them
themselves up
3
as a major
takeaways, and we still
contenders.
ended up
They
winning.
moved to 8-1 now on the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7, and they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns.
I'm wondering why the snap count for Darrell Henderson keeps getting reset. Who cares? Let's jump to the next week. Big injury decision. You're starting the backup. Game plan for Khalil Mack. Let's slow him down. Let's take a look at our contracts. Thank you, Corey Littleton. Don't need Malcolm Brown. We can just withdraw our offer from him. Here we go. There we go. All right. Now we can scout out our players. Damn, that guy's a good player. And there's a lot of really good, talented players. All right, let's play the Bears. In our house. Bears got some real good players on that defense we need to be careful of. So I want to take the time to thank anyone who happens to be watching this video.
Hey everybody,
if you're on YouTube, hope you enjoyed the series so far.
On EA Sports.
And if you want to know what my channel link is, I believe it's in the video description of the YouTube video. That's where I stream if you want to follow.
And the NFC champion LA Rams. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage.
Probably going to be playing one or two more games, and then we're going to go take lunch.
Angels, Los Angeles, California. Who said the crowds wouldn't embrace football being back in LA? You certainly couldn't tell that by what we saw a few moments ago. These folks are pumped up as their Rams get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. Seated next to Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, this one featuring a couple of playoff teams from a season ago, back at it again in 2019.
And we both felt the confidence from both of these teams, right? They feel like they will be back in the playoffs again, but they shouldn't be overconfident. 7 teams last year made the playoffs that didn't make it the previous year, so you're not assured of going back year after year.
Come on, Trubisky. Can you do it? Can you do it against our defense? We might have to play ultra conservative on offense just to be able to not have turnovers.
the end. 180. Come on. Watch tight end. You got three down.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. And incomplete to open things up.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Trubisky, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27.
2 screens in a row.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
I tried to call the fair catch, but I guess I did it too late.
The offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. The headshots here are the offensive unit, and what about Brandon Cooks?
If he's not a 1,000-yard receiver every year he's healthy in the league, I'll be surprised. Came out of college wanting to be a pro, studied all the best receivers in the NFL before he even got to the league.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now a throw left sideline here is complete. 7 yards there and a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets him a 3-and-out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Moving this ball pretty good against this defense.
Starters here on defense. This unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And when those add up into big mistakes add up into points against you.
Situation. Let's go. Motion, motion, motion. March 59.
On 2nd down now. It's Brown, and they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2.
That's okay.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll run. This is Brown. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. A stop there on third. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at him with another moment.
And he's got it. That's Kupp for a Ram touchdown.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to...
All right, let's play some nice little soft cover 3 to start until Trubisky shows that he can do anything.
On 1st down, Trubisky hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn into big plays.
Up front, the struggles continue for this offense along the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play.
Now tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle.
Oh, hell yeah. Eric Weddle, baby. Being in the right place at the right time.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
What a catch.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
On 1st down, it's Henderson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The numbers a week ago for Henderson. 12 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do.
They did a zone
right now,
blitz.
They're starting to grind it out pretty well.
Now, meanwhile,
I'm
a pass
impressed.
that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone.
That's all right. I'll kick the field goal.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have...
I'll take 9-0 in the 1st quarter. And then we can just be conservative, pound it the rest of the game.
They'll run with a 3rd-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. What